Are we off? Are we going? Are we off? Hello everybody. How you doing? Got a bit of got a bit of a problem this morning. I've come in this morning and somebody's doing some work next door in the office that's like to the right of me. So let me just see if everybody's in the chat first of all. But that's what's going on. So if we start hearing any banging or anything like that, then we know exactly what's going on basically. Can you hear it? It's fucking stupid, isn't it? Like, come on. But I think they're having some work done or something like that next door. So let's just have a look, see if it's working. Can everybody hear me okay? First of all, is the stream good? Because if it's not good, I might have to. Hey Steve, how you doing? I might have to come back tomorrow or something because there is some work going on next door, as I've just said. I think they're having some like a kitchen or something like that. Morning, Matty, how you doing? You okay? It's been tough. It really has been tough. I've got a little bit of a trade on this morning though, as you can see. Just thought that this morning looked like a really good sort of short there as it popped up through the initial balance and then come back down the other side. So yeah, that's on at the moment. Chris. No one's under my desk, mate. No. It's I think that I don't know what's going on. Morning, Nick. How you doing? You good? As you can see, guys, I took 2 stop outs yesterday. My account was all right yesterday. It was back up. The problem that I had last week though is the good trades that I took. Were all on the 1 minute time frame, and I couldn't do both accounts. I couldn't do my live account and I couldn't do this account. It was moving too fast, with the coronavirus panic that set in. So I had to just do it on the main account because obviously that's where I'm earning my money from. I did okay. Managed to get a couple of them on here, and then I had a really good trade on my 5 minute strategy, which I got on here on Friday. But then yesterday, I took 2 stop outs yesterday in a day. Morning, Charlie. How you doing? And Nils, good to see you, chaps. So yesterday, just because obviously it's difficult to explain this on the Discord, I've got my take profit in on this little scalp here that I had as it went through the top of the initial balance and failed. I got in short here. Just thought it looked really bearish on the 5 minute. Can you see that's what I thought? So I'm going to take another little scale here off at this point because we're just pushing down into the bottom of the balance. Just take some off, and I'm going to move this down now in case it really goes. But as you can see, look at that there for price action this morning. Like if this is another leg here, this is what I'm going to leave the runner on for. I'm thinking like we could go down to there, like that. Like this looks very flaggy to me. We failed at the top of balance, and I'm thinking we could really go again down here. And I have got a target that I put on the Discord last week at 14.5, so that suits that as well. So I'm really happy if this one plays out. And I've got in early on it, and if it gives me an entry on my 5 minute system, I will take that entry as well, and get another position on with it, because this isn't part of my 5 minute system really. I've just jumped in and thought it just looked too good not to take it. So I've got it on my on my account, and I've got it on this challenge account as well. Just that looked really bearish. How we made the IB top there, we had a push through, wicked into it, and then this one here that turned over and failed. As you can see, that's my entry there on that there. I thought if they're going to take this low out here, we're going to go down to the bottom of balance, and we have done. So I'm pretty pleased about that entry. That's been a good one. But let me talk you through what happened yesterday, because yesterday, this is what's doing my head in with the DAX, right? I'm bearish. I'm so bearish. This market is unbelievable. And yesterday, I took 2 losses on it and got it shoved up my arse. It was crap. So yesterday's price action, just to help anybody out, because these are the days that do my head in. All these arrows here are my entries, right? So this is my first, this was my second, and this was my third one, which I actually just got into profit of, and then when it come back up, I scratched out for break even on it. So that's your IB low there, and we crack off downwards, and we go and test the bottom of IB there. And on these pins here, I'm thinking this thing's gonna roll. I'm bearish anyway. And we get this big 5 minute momentum candle down into this point here. And that was my first trade short, and my stop was just above that high. And as you can see, it looked like it was gonna go. and then it comes straight back up and stops me out, right? Literally to the tick, and then goes again. So as you can see, my stop was just above this high here. I got stopped out, and then it gives me this bearish candle. So I'm waiting for it to go again. I'm thinking, right, in this move here, it's going to go. It's definitely going to go, so I need to get that short again. Lo and behold, it creeps back up, picks my stop off at the top right there, and then goes again. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I've done 2R here this morning. I'm bearish, and it's going. So I hit it again in this point here, because I'm thinking that something like this is going to happen. Like, this is a leg, this is a pullback, and we're going to go down and go into this point here. But lo and behold, I get short here. It looks really promising at this point. I'm like maybe 1.3 or 4 hour up. Then it comes back up again, and I'm just like, at this point, it's worn me down. I'm like, I've got a bad head. Been out the day before. I'm like, I'm done. So I took a break even on it. In hindsight, my stop was over the top of that point anyway. So even if I would have left it on overnight, I still would have got stopped out and woken up to it being lower without me anyway. So just an absolute pain up the arse, this market is. I don't know how you guys are doing with it, but I can't seem to get any consistency with what I've done previously. The market seems to hold me off, and then give me my entry, and then not go. So I'm treading water still. It's been really tough. I am prepared to go lower though at the moment. Like this entry this morning was on the 1 minute time frame, but when you're trading on, like I said, when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame with 2 accounts and 2 setups, it's so difficult to get them both on at the same time. And then, like, you know, the risk reward. Because for instance, like if this has gone down here already, the risk reward is skewed, isn't it? So it's just so tough to do that to trade a 1 minute time frame on this challenge account and my live account. I can't really do it. It's too quick. It's too much. So I'm gonna have to just literally stick to the 5 minute strategy that I trade on this challenge account, because it's just going to be too hard. But I'm hoping this morning that this thing cracks off here. I really am. And hopefully I'll get another entry with my 5 minute setup, and then I can add another position short and hold this one, and then get in on my 5 minute one, and hopefully I'll be back up to, like, I don't know, 3.3 or 3.4 on it or something like that. But it's just been so tough, it really has. I don't look like that guy. I showed that my missus trend the market, you know, she's like, you don't look like that guy. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I think he looks alright here. She's like, no, you don't look like him. So I don't know if it's just a camera or something, but it's been really tough, guys, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you, it has been like since October I've basically gone nowhere really. Slightly down, slightly up, it just basically treading water. And it's so disappointing, you know, like, because you come on here and it's like you want to be like at 3.4 or 3.5, but I just haven't had the big days. I mean, let me show you my entry from Friday, just so you can see. This is my history, by the way. This is they're yesterday's trades. You see them? So obviously the two that I lost yesterday, that's the first one. That's the second one. And these are the little scale outs that I've had this morning off this position here already. But let me show you Friday's entry, because Friday's entry has come onto the Discord, and I said to everybody, when we're pulling back through here, I think I come on the Discord and said, if we break 15,400, that ties in with the bottom of balance, and I would be highly likely to think that this thing is going to crack off here, which it did. It really did. It did go. And it was a good day. It pulled this account back up for me. But that was my stop, and that was my entry. So this candle here at 14.45 was my entry, but my stop had to go above this high here. And because the freaking market's closed at 6, I took my profits there, like around 6, thinking like this thing's done. So I was sort of like, I think I took some profits around, was it about 6 o'clock, something like that? I'm sure it was around 6 o'clock, around this area. And then the thing just goes down till like, if I would have left it until 9 like I normally do I would have had a better day. But I didn't, because I thought the market shut at 6. So I took my profits at 6 and it cost me again. And this is what keeps happening. I should have left it until 9. But I didn't even know if I could get out my position at 9. I didn't know if IG's system would be off. Like, you know, I thought maybe they would have pulled the feed or something. I don't know. So I got out at 6 and it cost me. And then I watched it drop without me. So, but hopefully this thing can go today. This looks like a decent entry here. I'm just hoping that they don't ping it back into balance here, because that wouldn't be good. Like, we don't want this to, like, when this sweep of the bottom of balance happens, if we get a 5-minute close back inside, you'd be thinking to yourself, right, they've held the bottom of balance, now bulls have. Are they going to push it back up? So I think maybe the best thing for me to do is probably just, I'm going to take that. I'm going to take it. Let's just have a look on the smaller time frame, see what's going on. No. I'm going to leave it. Looks a bit bearish still, doesn't it? Need this to go again. If we get a 1-minute close back inside, I'm going to have to get out of it. But as it happens, I think we could maybe target this low here. No, it's coming back in. I'm going to shut it and keep it. I'm going to get out of that there. Basically, that was the trade premise, to trade it to the bottom of balance. We've done it, and we're sort of holding around this bottom of balance here. I think we needed to crack off. But if I get an entry on my 5-minute system now, I'll get back in. So a push lower and a pull back, and then I'll hopefully get back in and hit it short again. So that's all I can do. Brokey, is that? How are you doing, Brokey? Bloody hell, you're an old acquaintance, aren't you? If it's who I think it is, good morning, mate. It's a long time since we've spoke. How are you on the Belgium Navy boats, mate? Dave, what's happening here? I've just got short from the top of balance and I've closed it at the bottom of balance, Dave. I mean, it's almost doomed, but anyways. How are you doing, Brokey? Good, mate. Are you still trading? He's a great trader, Brokey is. Very good. Yeah, he's a Belgian Navy guy as well. I think Mark Wogan will know. Mark Wogan knows Brokey very well. Dave, that was a little trade from the top of balance there. I don't know if you've seen it, but that was it on that arrow there, on that candle. So as you can see, the failure to push out of balance got me in short there. But it wasn't part of my normal strategy. That was just more like a scalp off like a 1 minute or whatever time frame. And I was just aiming for the bottom of balance, and it's done it. Oh, awesome, mate! Fantastic. You back trading again then? Coming back at it didn't allow me for what? No, it doesn't, mate. Does it? Good, fair play to you though. Good to see you in here, mate. Good to see you in here. You come watch me do my arse. Totally, by the way. Dave, have you got any trades for us? Everybody in our Discord's waiting for Dave to make a trade now. By the way, if nobody's in the Discord, I don't know if you're in the Discord, Brokey. It's free anyway, so get in there. But Dave's been absolutely smashing it. I think he made like 10R last week. And every trade, like, I have to take my hat off to him. Like, it's unbelievable. Every trade he's called live, right? So there's no hindsight. There's no oh, I'm like 20 pips up and I'm short, or I'm like 20 pips up and I'm long, and then I'm putting it on the board when it's like gone my way a little bit. He's like, as it's happening, short, long, stop, entry, take profit, all like called ahead of time. And I think he made like 10R last week, so fair play to you, David. You're not... No, Dave, you're not retiring. Everybody on Discord needs to pay some bills. We're all waiting on you. I think Sierra says he's hitting the market next time you come on and give us an entry. So fair play to you, mate. Honestly, that was great trading last week. You got to be, you got to be happy with that. That's a fabulous week. And if you're not in the Discord and you do want to watch somebody who's calling it live like that, get in. And Dave Seeney from Stafford is the man. Trust me, he's a good guy. Yeah, he does lose. He does lose. I've seen him have a losing week, but we all lose, don't we, Dave? We all lose. But to do a 10-hour week live ahead of time, like, That for me is unbelievable. Good lad. Yeah, Brokey, he did 10-0 last week in our Discord. Get on there, mate. It's good. There's some great traders in there. Kurt's one of them. Mark Wogan's in there. Nick's in there. They're all in there. Honestly, the trend the market. We've got some really good guys. And Angela's in there. It's Mikos is in there. Mikos is the daddy. But yeah, it's good. You should get in there. It's good. Same as say, I take a bit of a backseat. I do because I just talk about weird stuff like vaccinations and stuff like that. But leave all the trading to these ledgers because they're absolutely smashing it. To be fair. Yeah, you see, you got to be careful. That's why I got out of that trade there. You just got to be careful around the bottom of balance. It's where you get these little games played, and if bulls hold the bottom of balance here now like this could set up to be bullish for the day. So I'm glad I took profit on that little scalp. Where do you find a link? I'll send it to you, mate, on Twitter. I'll put it out there for you. I haven't seen you on Twitter though, but I'll tweet you the link out in a bit. I don't know if Mark can do it. I think he can, to be fair. Shared a link with him. So, tinfoil hat stuff. Dave, where are you in Stafford, by the way? Should we go for a coffee so I can so you can teach me how to trade? I'll buy you a pasty or something from Greg's. Honestly, I know how to treat a lady. I do. We'll go get a Greg's pasty together. Me and you will. I think Dave's using market profile. I think I need to delve into what he's up to. Yeah, good. Get on it, Brokey. You won't be out of place anyway. Brokey's a great trader, guys. He really is. He's good, so it's good to have him in the room. He trades a 1 hour strategy, similar to Tom's type of trading. But I think I watched him run an account up. This is the honest truth, by the way. I watched Brokey run an account up on the Dow on a 1K challenge, and the guy, no shit, no guru stuff, no shilling. The guy took a 1K account to 40,000 quid or 35,000 quid, I think, if I remember. And then he took a significant dump on it. But to just have the ability to take 1K to 40K, I think he did it dead quick as well. It was like 3 or 4 months, if Brokey might correct me. But just to have the ability to do that, we'll welcome him into our room, won't we? So yeah, he did really he did really well on it. That's true, ain't it, Brokey? You did, didn't you? You took that Dow account from 1K to like 40. Am I right? Are them figures correct? It was like 2 or 3 years ago now. That 1K challenge. If I remember rightly, it was like 2018 January, off the top of my head. So yeah, it's good to have him in the room. I've done 2K to 170K in 12 months. Dave, seriously? Are they honest? Well, I mean, what I don't mean honest. I'm not saying you're not honest, but is that like not messing around? Dow and Dax. I found the new bestie. 5% risk. Seriously, then, Dave. That's insane if you have. So that's not like you're not joking around. Yeah, he did. He did. Don't get me wrong. I think it all went a bit bust at the end, but I think he took it back down to 17 and cashed out. I think. Yeah. So, as Brokey says, you found it tough, didn't you? After that, because I used to speak to him a lot on Twitter by DM, and what he said the problem was with it was when he was winning and taking the account up. It was brilliant and it was all going great. I think he'll obviously tell you, but the mental damage it did to him when it went bust and he took the 40 back down to about 17 was massive, and it took him a long time to recover from that, to be fair. So I'm sure he'll explain it all to you in the Discord anyway. I won't try and pinch his story, but yeah, he did do it live as well. But Dave does sicken me. Brought a house of it. 2K to 170K in 12 months is insane. What are you doing, Mr. Sini? You're on market profile, aren't you? I've had my market profile books out this week, trying to work it out. Aidan, how you doing? Good morning. Sierra's in the room. Lovely. Guys. Though it's good to hear that type of stuff, isn't it? I don't know if that's the way. Like I was speaking to Tom about this a while ago, and I don't know if that's the way. Is the way trying to like make half an hour or 1 hour, or is it best to just keep like? Because that's what he was trying to do with that girl. Just throw a couple of grand at something and saying, right, okay, I'm gonna just run this up as fast as you can. Like what I'm doing here with this £3 account, is it the right way? Like in doing like these little 1%ers or whatever, and just keep going up a bit and down a bit and then back up a bit and like one step forward, 2 steps forward, then one step back, or is it better to just do what Dave's done or what that girl did for Tom and just try and take it? I know obviously at some point you give it back, but if you can, like Dave seems to have done it right, where he's got to a certain point and he's cashed out and he's swapped that money, that risk for an asset, a rental house. I mean, that sounds insane. It's brilliant. What a great thing to do. But is that the right way to do it? If you have no capital starting out, it's your only chance. I agree with you. He's going to be the next Market Wizards book. More like the monthly edition of the new Razzle catalogue. I to be honest with you, Dave, I do agree with you. You'll never get anywhere risking 0.5% or 1% with small money. I do agree. Like if you're in the right markets and conditions, like last Friday with the coronavirus stuff that happened, like if I would have gone really big that day, I don't know if I would have been able to hold it together though. That's the problem. But 10 grand in an account, something like that, risk 4 or 5% each trade, I would have had a very, very good day. Put the money in passive income. I agree. Yeah, Dave, I'll throw 100 in. Yeah, Steve, Tom does risk 10%. He does. He was saying that to me. I should risk 10%. But the problem I would have with that is on that bad run that I had, like October time, I don't know if I could handle the psychology of it on a decent sized account anyway. On a small account, it's fine, isn't it? But on anything that's got the size to it, 10%, and you've lost 3 or 4 trades on the bounce, you're starting to think like, oh my god, them types of figures, they start to hurt your psychology. It's about finding what's right for you, really, isn't it? Like if Dave can take something to 170k, that's amazing. Brokey got to 40, and obviously his psychology wasn't quite not as strong, but maybe just a little bit different minded. So he struggled with that once he got to them numbers, obviously, because that's maybe why it didn't go any further up from that point, because them sort of numbers obviously meant a little bit more to him. But if Dave's comfortable to go past 100 grand and still be risking the same amounts, then that's baller, that is. Yeah, Brokey, good to see you. Get in the Discord. I'll send you the link, mate. Take care. I know, Sierra, I'd look like the biggest knob going, wouldn't I? Especially because I'm like calling all these gurus out, and if I come on here and just did my account in, then I'm gonna look like a right dick. I'd never be able to live it down. They'd just be at me. So there's no way that I could let that happen, and it probably would have done, to be fair. Dave, I know you don't want to put your trading strategy on Discord, and if you're taking 2k to 170, then I agree with you. I wouldn't want to either, because you want to keep it secretive as much as you possibly can. But are you using Market Profile? Is that what you use? Do you do Market Profile? Like, is that your setups? Because you are always looking like to buy support and sell resistance, aren't you? I don't think you're a trend type trader, and I don't think you're a breakout trader. You seem to like be trying to trade the turns of a market. So is that what you're doing? Is you're using sort of like a market profile type of stuff? Not after your strategy or anything like that. Just think it's interesting to, seeing somebody that's obviously smashing it 10-hour week last week. Like, don't want to know the ins and outs of it, but in a rough sort of area. Is it market profile sort of stuff that you're using? It seems like that to me, because obviously the turns that you trade wouldn't strike me out as being breakouts, if you know what I mean. If that's okay. Imbalance of buyers and sellers, right? Okay, I get you. You've still got to have the right entries and stuff, though, haven't you? How long have you been doing it for, Dave? How long have you been trading for? What's your market profile? Cool. How long have you actually been trading for? I don't think you've said how long you've been doing it for. I agree with you. I do. I think market profile can give you the context, can't it? A really good context to sort of you sort of going behind the candles, aren't you, a little bit, and seeing, as you say, the imbalances in the market. I do agree. It's a good thing, but obviously it's just an overall context, isn't it? I imagine you've still got certain nuances that you've seen and stuff like that. So you've been doing it for 10 years. So you're a year behind me then. And I still haven't turned 2k into 170, so... Since 25. So, right, so you're 35. Are you 35? Dave's got a rookie trade in his bio. Sierra, you've been on his bio then, have you? You've been stalking him. Sierra, you little stalker. I know he should put full on lead, shouldn't he? Do you know what I mean? No, I'm pleased for him. It's good. There's not many people that will come on and call it live, like I've said, so it's positive. It's very good. I appreciate it. We've got a right bunch of degenerates in our group, haven't we? There's some right idiots. I do like it though, we have got a really good group, to be fair. I think it's been, same as say, it's been one of the most positive things that I've done. I don't really see any need for Twitter now for me. Like, I go on Twitter and it's like, what's the point really? Like when obviously you've got all of us lot. Because for me, I used to go on Twitter to see people who were trading or would be prepared to call it live. Like the local guy, I don't know his name, but the local guy who's in there, he really knows his stuff. He does. Like, he's an absolute ledge, that guy is. I think he used to be in the pits or something like that. I don't know if he. I think he lives in Canada. I don't think he lives in America. Or he did live in America and now he lives in Canada. I've had a few conversations with him by a DM. He's a really, really nice guy. He's dead clued up. And he's a ledge, he is. Proper ledge. So he's in there a lot of the time, like talking about like oil, like the pit sessions and stuff like that. And it's good to have him in. It's good to have him in there. He's a proper ledge. I think he's been around the block a bit. Trend the market, yeah. Same as say though, right? If Dave's saying that there's an edge there with market profile, and that's how he sees the market, have a look at market profile. See if it makes any sense to you. It didn't to me. It didn't to me, to be honest with you. I just like to try and use this initial balance, which has worked for most of the year, but is not working now. So it's a bitch, innit? What can you do? But yeah, for me, guys, there's nothing really setting up here. Are you providing a TT Traders Christmas meetup with a 3-bar and a spread? Would you go for one, Dave? I'll do one. I'll go. We'll sort one out. I'll definitely. I'll be up for it. I'll come with you. Where are we going, Greg's? I'll sort one out for everybody in Discord. I just don't know where to have it. You're Stafford, aren't you? Tempted to maybe have it down. I don't know where the bulk of our traders are from. We have a lot of Aussies in there, so that could be tough for them guys to get on board. Yeah, so Aidan says, what's the best software for market profile? Dave, what do you use? Dave's game. That means everybody else will be out then if Dave's out. They'll all be trying to get him plied of drink and get his strategy off it. Spoons is cheap. Yeah, Stafford Spoons. I'll go there, Dave. Seriously. I'm up for that. Stafford's a good town. I can get a train from Stoke to Stafford. It's like 15 minutes away from me. So let me know if you're up for it. I'll come out in my best gear. We'll go out on a night out. I'm sure other people in the Discord will want to tag along if they can. Definitely. This thing's going now out of balance, isn't it? Let me just have a look, see if I've got a trade setting up. Don't think I have just yet, though. See, for me now, when we've been out the top and we've had a 5-minute close out the top, and then we've been out the bottom and had a 5-minute close through the bottom, I have to have some separate structure that sort of sets up here to then get short off. CQG, right. There you go, Aidan. He's on CQG for his market profile. Yeah, there's nothing here now for me. Nothing. No. So guys, Sierra, how have you been doing lately, mate? Are you still watching? How have you been doing trading wise? You put on some decent trade calls on the Discord over the last week or two. You're doing them trend line breaks, aren't you? Did you watch the WMD thing on Trader SZ's YouTube last night, Sierra? I'm just wondering if you watched it. I saw it flag up, to be fair, and I didn't have time to watch it. I was just messing around at home and I never watched it, but I might watch it back. Active Futures do some good education on market profile. Just trading okay stocks, not good. Why? What have you done stock? Yeah, well, it was on last night. Just, like trend lines and stuff like that. Might be up your street. Just thought you might be watching it. I haven't watched it all. I watched like the odd minute or two last night, and I had to do something, so I couldn't make a comment really. But I'll watch it later on, maybe. Give it a go. What's going on with your stocks? What stocks are you in? I've got British Airways. Not flying high at the moment for me. Honestly, they absolutely tanked last week, but I'm a long-term investor in British Airways, so I'm not looking at it. Same as say though, I did make a really good take a few chunks out of it when we were up to like 190 at some point this year. It was about 8-9 months ago now. So overall on the position, I've done all right out of it, but I'm holding a little bit, just a little bit of it left. Yeah, British Airways, not flying high, that's for certain. Yeah, absolute nightmare. I don't really know. I don't know what the case is for me on the DAX. I'm still thinking that I know all you guys think I'm crazy, right? But to me, on the DAX, it looks very similar to this. And I know this is one of them stupid guru charts, but I would be very surprised if we didn't crack off on the DAX and come down here. Like my long term, I'm mega bearish on the DAX. But if you look at this setup here, how we went into this pennant cone. Like if we do that and we crack out the bottom of it there and get a momentum close through the bottom of it, you'd have to think that we were going to crack off. Now, this looks so similar. I think I put this chart on the Discord the other day. It just looks eerily similar. I think it goes in there like that or something. Without doing it perfectly, because it'll take me too long, but I'm just thinking we're going to come down to here first of all. That's my target there. It just looks like that level there is going to get retested, and I don't know, I honestly don't know how anybody can look at that now and say that it's bullish for me. Like it just isn't. It's not bullish. I would be a little bit more bullish if we got a break and swept them lows there, Like if we cracked off them lows and we closed back inside this pennant, so we swept these stops here and we swept these stops here. Like for me, them stops they just look like something, you know, like we're gonna go down there and have a look, see what's going on. I'd be very surprised anyway on the daily if we didn't go through this level here and this level here. Very, very surprised. I know I'm saying that when we're like pretty close to the bottom of it, but I was bearish up here. Like I come on the Discord dinner and said, like, you know, I think it was like last Tuesday or Wednesday, saying I'm so bearish at DAX, it's unbelievable. I think we're going to go down to 15. I would be surprised if we didn't go through this level and this level. Very, very surprised. And then after that, you know, then you've got, if we get a daily close through there, then you're starting to get resistance above you, you know, really, really big resistance above you. And I'd be surprised then if we didn't crack off and come down into this level here. So I don't think we are going to get a Santa rally. If you're looking at this for me, I don't think we are. The only way that I would change that is if we, as I've said, if we got like an SFP through that low, and we got like a big bullish hammer candle where we'd gone through the bottom of it, and then we'd straight away we'd gone straight back into it, and it was like a really bullish looking aggressive candle, then I would change my thing and think, right, okay, they could then push it right back up to the top of this pennant. We could maybe even go even higher, like into this point here. So that might be a nice buy point if that happens. But I'm massively bearish still. Trend the market. Have a good day, mate. Take care. Let us know what you do. What do you do, trend the market? What's your day job? Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can join. Of course you can join. WB's waiting for IAG at 104. Are you looking to? What are you looking for there, WB? Are you looking to buy there? I haven't checked the price this morning. Sorry to sound a little bit brain dead. You're waiting for 104. Yeah, you see, I see it. For me, 120 there would be a great buy. You see that? See that little level there on BA at 120? Like this structure here, I would be trying to buy some more at 120 probably. Averaging like a true degenerate, get some more. If that makes sense to everybody. JLRSB, you can get in there definitely, mate. I will put the link on Twitter again later on. I'll tweet it out because I'm going to do it for Brokey. I'll get it on for you. Yeah. Yeah, this is it, mate. This is it. This is trading. It's so difficult. Like, for me anyway, the last month or two has been really tough. You don't make money all the time. You don't. So JSLR, that is true. Astro, Falcon, and FX Lifestyle, they're just all in it for the fees. The rabbit hole goes deep with all that though. It really does. There's shills on shills on shills nowadays. So to get to the bottom of it all, you've got to go really, really deep. Has anyone seen the BBC Three documentary on Intertraders? What a show that was. Does not help the industry at all. Yeah, I have seen that. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. They won't come round your house, Dave, and watch you. They get way more out of that, I think, than go and watch these poses in the Lambos and stuff. Rolls Royce pays my mortgage. Oh, right, you're at Rolls Royce, trend the market. All right, awesome. Awesome. Is there anything in on the Discord this morning, guys? Has Dave called to trade? Is anybody doing anything? Angela's in there. Saluk's in there. Your average bloke. Your average bloke kills me. He's an Aussie guy that comes on in the mornings. He's just like a proper gunslinger. He loves it. He's on like, I think he trades like the 1 minute time frame, and he's like, I love it. He just comes on and just gunslings every morning. He's like, long the DAX, short the DAX, long the DAX. He absolutely smashes it. He's a good guy. Seems like a really good guy. I think he's got like Ichimoku on his charts or something like that. And he calls it live. He puts his entries on there. So fair play to him as well. He's a good guy. right. 24 hours on Rolls Royce, apprentice to office engineer, mostly working with design, making aero engine discs. That's awesome, mate. That sounds like a great job to run the market. You said you're an engineer, by the way. I get it now. So you're an engineer for Rolls Royce, are you? Lovely. Nice career, that, pal. 24 years in at Rolls Royce means that you bet you're very well looked after, if you know what I mean. So good on you, mate. Got to, like this trading lark. Just if you got a job like that, real decent job, then same as say if you can get on in the morning like you do. I suppose that's why you trade so early, isn't it? Because you've got your day job to do. So is that why you try and do the early morning stuff? Because I think you trade in between 7 and 8 a lot of the time, don't you? Yeah, where are you trading the market? Are you in Derby area? Because you're not far from me either. I'm Stoke-on-Trent. I think Dave Stafford. Do you just trade full-time, Dave? Are you a full-time trader? So you don't do anything else but this? This is your job? I think you go to the gym and sit in the sauna now and again, don't you? That's about it. I think that's as far as it goes with you, isn't it? Same with me, to be fair. Although my account's going down at the moment, which is a bad thing. I'm going to get a big day soon, though. Definitely. One's coming. I know you were laughing at me the other day when I was saying there's a 10-hour day coming, but there definitely is a 10-hour day coming on the DAX. There really is. There's going to be one. It's got to happen. It's inevitable. Sierra seen a Rolls Royce once. Astro have got a Rolls Royce. Nat's got one. I think it's like 300k or something like that. So, have you got a Vauxhall Astra, Sierra? I think I asked you what car you got the other day. I wasn't trying to like be there. I was just generally wondering. Washington NE. What's that then? Washington NE. That's where you're based at, isn't it? In your Rolls Royce factory. Oh yeah, you said you were from up Durham side. Oh, Gateshead, amazing. God, I've been watching Sean Lee's Instagram, that Ezra Capital one. I don't know why, but it come up on my. I don't follow him, but it come up on my. It come up on like my popular pages or something like that. So I clicked on it last night and had a look at it, and I think he's just living in Thailand now. It's crazy. He seems to like be doing more kickboxing and stuff like that than actually trading. I don't know how he's pulling any money in at the moment from his shill stuff. I couldn't see any like sort of link for a group or anything like that. So I don't know. I actually think them boys have made that much money from the course fees and stuff that they do that they just whacked it all into crypto, and I think they've done really well out of it, to be fair. But you know what's going to happen with Sean Lee? He'll come back and he'll be like, it'll be a sales pitch for a new show, won't it? Like, Sean's back. You know, the technical master that Sean is back. So we are now releasing Astro 100.0. So everybody needs. He's been in Thailand and he's discovered a new way of shilling the market, or a new way to get into the back of MT4. So you guys can't find out this time. So yes, he's back. So it's a 10 grand course though, to learn his new trading secrets from Thailand. That's what's going to happen with that one. He's gone away on a sabbatical. He'll be back, and they'll release the new course then when he's back. Yeah. So you can see what's happening already. But same as say if they've been making as much money as I think they have off their courses and stuff, and I don't think they're keeping it in banks, are they? So they're going to have invested it in crypto, and then at the same time as they've been coining it in off all the course fees, they've invested it in crypto, and the crypto has gone crazy. Then they must have serious amounts of cash. Seriously, they've got to have a massive wedge. think this thing's gonna roll over here. I'm thinking that this leg's gonna come out here. Really, am like that for me. I'm thinking that this is gonna happen like that, and it's like down, up, down like that. So it just looks impulsive, and we're gonna get a new impulse wave. Probably we need to crack off beneath balance, but I'm thinking that definitely need to get short at some point through this area here. See that? That's what I'm looking at anyway. So impulsive, then we sort of get a really sort of lackluster reversal. We can't get above the top of balance, which is there, that point. So for me, if we can crack off beneath these lows here, this thing could really get going. And 14.8 would be the target. 14.750 is the target of the measured move. So that's the point that I would be looking at cashing out some if we can get a short on in this area here. Does that make sense? That's how I'm seeing it anyway, and that's my setup on the 5-minute time frame. Now I might not get an entry, this thing can just go straight back up here without me and I won't get short, but if we can crack off beneath these lows here, then for me I will hit it short. That's the setup for today for me. So you got a short cable. Oh right, yeah, I can see that. That looks a tasty trade, that does. Trend the market. That looks really nice, that one. I like that. You stretched, or you know, like you're already stretched, aren't you, up there? I didn't see that, you know. That looks a lovely trade. That's a great call from Trend the Market, that. Look at that. Look at those highs. The thing that I like about that trade so much is this leg here looks stretched already, doesn't it? For me, like, they're the ones that I like. When it's like when it's coming into the top of initial balance and it's already stretched. A lot of the time they tend to be traps, and that looks like a massive trap for me, that. What have you done? Put your stop just above the rotation of that high, or an ATR point above it. Looks nice trade, that does. Where's that gone now about that trade? Right, yeah. Trend the market, good luck with that trade. It looks a good one. Yes, Dave. You know what, Dave? I'm still in the process of sorting it out, still. It's been absolutely horrendous. Crazy. So it's still not actually back out on the market to get somebody else in it to rent it, because it's taken that long. It's not been a case of just giving it a lick of paint. The doors were knackered. She'd have got hamsters in there, or I don't know if they're hamsters or rats or whatever, but basically there's a no pet policy. The woman's been in there not for a massive amount of time. When she went in there it was immaculate. I don't know what the hell's been going on. So these hamsters or these rats or something like that have been chewing all the carpet. So in the corner of 3 rooms upstairs, like in the corner of the rooms and on the door threshold, you know, as you walk through the door, they've been chewing the carpet. So like there's a fist size hole, like it's the size of a fist on the landing. There's a fist size hole in the back of one of the second bedroom, and then there's another like all frayed bits all on the stairs, as if like they've been chewing it. Then obviously all the door frames as well, like they've been chewing the bottoms of the door frames and stuff. It's been an absolute nightmare. The garden is absolutely incredibly bad. So this has all happened very quickly though, because same as I think the estate agent went round there about 4 or 5 months ago, and they said it was all right, but it's been an absolute nightmare to sort out. But it's not just plain sailing. Like the carpet and the people that, you know, like fit carpet. My wife's dad's a carpet fitter. He's got a carpet shop. He sells carpet, but they're so busy at the moment with everything else that he's had to come down on like the odd morning or the odd afternoon to do it for us. So it's still not completely sorted. The doors and all the frames are sorted now, and they're all decorated. Everything's back right. But the pieces of carpet that we've replaced, the other ones have had to be completely professionally cleaned as well with a carpet cleaner. So it's like lining all these people up to get them to come and do it, because it's like one person can't do it, or we've had to have various people in at various times, and everybody's so busy because obviously, how construction is at the moment. Everybody's having loads of stuff done, aren't they? So you can't get the people to come and do it. Then they can only come and do it at sporadic times. To get you in now, it's like, well, I've got to do it in the next 2 weeks. I'm gonna have to come around at 7 in the morning. I'm gonna have to come around at like 8 o'clock at night or something like that. So it's been an absolute nightmare. But just getting to the point now, just where it's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to ring them back up and tell them to put it back on, because it's after probably Wednesday or Thursday this week, it'll be right and it'll be done again. It'll be acceptable to somebody to come and have a look round to see if they want to take it on. But I don't want to put it on when it's not completely done, because when someone's coming to look at something, if it's not right, they're going to be like, no, I don't quite fancy it. So you want it to be right, don't you? It's been ridiculous. Yeah, she had a Ouija board. She had a freaking Ouija board as well. That's the most crazy thing. Like, dead odd. So what, like a Ouija board where you've got like the numbers, all them numbers on a table, and then like, it just ridiculously weird. So I had to burn that, because somebody said to me, you can't just throw that away, you've got to burn it. So I had to burn it. It's like, what the hell am I doing? And like, the thing is though, we're not made any money on it anyway, do you know what I mean? Because by the time you've paid all your taxes, and by the time you've paid your estate agent fees, and by the time you've paid, like, serious amount of cost, you have electrical reports that have to be done, gas reports that have to be done every year. And now when you've worked out the money that we've had to fork out to get it back right, I think we're actually minus money over the course of the year on it. It's like, what's the point? Like, it's caused me loads of stress. At certain points, like, I've not been able to trade because of it, because I've been up there Miver trying to sort things out, letting people in and stuff like that. It's been a nightmare. So I don't know what to do. I think the estate agent that's coming up is going to evaluate to sell it, to put it on the market and sell. And then we've got an estate agent coming up who says that we could potentially get more rent than what we were getting before, over the last however long it was, because the rents have gone up. But that's by the by, isn't it? Like, you can get as much rent, more rent. But if someone's going to come in and wreck it again, then even more rent means that this time next year, if I've got to do all this again, then at the end of the day, still not made any money. So what's the point? It's like a headache. So I don't know. Maybe thinking about selling it. Maybe, I don't know. We'll have to see. But it's been a nightmare. It's been an absolute nightmare. Absolute head case. But how do you not get these people? Because I'm not going to lie to you, it's not an amazing £1 million house or anything like that. It's a nice house. It's not like in a bad area or anything like that. It's on a nice street. But it's like, it's not a £1 million house. Like, I think it's probably valued, if you were valuing it, it'd probably be valued at 120 grand, something like that. So it's not amazing, and it's not ultra modern, but it's very nice. Like, it's nicely done. So are you going to get these types of people? Like, are you going to get these types of people that, because it's at the bottom end of the rental market, not the top, and some people, like, are you attracting that type of person? Do you get me? Because for 600 quid, you can get your deposit, and because the government have said you're only allowed to use 5 weeks rent as a deposit. So for 640 quid, someone can come and move in, and like, that's not a lot of money, is it? So you're going to attract them types of people, aren't you? I don't know whether we're just asking for trouble again after sorting it all out and getting it back right. I just think maybe the best thing is to just put it on the market and sell it and see what happens. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I'm going to see what they say when they come up, both estate agents, and see what happens. But it really does. So I don't know how people with these large portfolios, I don't know how they get on with them, because there must be so much of this. It's unbelievable. Like, they must just have to have teams that go in after everyone, and sort everything out. Because you don't just need you need cleaners, you need carpet cleaners, you need carpet fitters, you need a joiner, you need painters and decorators. Um, like there's like 4 or 5 different trades that you need to go in. You need a sparky as well. So there's a ruck of different trades, and you must have to have a really good sort of team that goes in, because if you've got like 50, let's say you've got 50 or 60 rentals, the people that are in them, they're never going to look after them, are they, really, to a point, because it's not their house, is it? So it must just cost them a fortune to sort the properties out when they finish. I really don't know how they make it pay. I really don't. Rentals are headaches. Dave, so have you got a rental then, Dave? Is that what you said you brought with your trading account? I think if you can get the right tenants in, you're all right. But I don't know how do you do it, because an estate agent does it for us, and they just credit check that person. And most people, when they go down and have the interview with the estate agent, they're not going to go down there, and come across as being a bit dirty or trampy, are they? They're going to go down there and try and look the best, aren't they? So I don't know how you get around it. I really don't. You know what? I was thinking about that, Mark. Maybe I've been cursed. That's just cursed by that strategy. That did go through my mind, to be fair. Absolute crazy. Yeah, but this is so right. The rent on this is 600 a month. Yeah, 600 a month. But the house itself's probably worth 120 grand. So I think the rentals, it's a 3-bed semi-detached terrace. So it's not a terrace where it's in a massive big row. It's one next door to another one, and then there's a gap with like a walk up the side of it. But you can't park it. It's got no parking. You have to park on the road in front of it, and it's on an all right road. It's not on a bad road. But same as say where we are, that they're only fetching 600 a month, Dave. So we can't get that much for them. I wish we could. I'll say it'd be lovely. But the going rate for them in Stoke-on-Trent's like 600 a month. So the market's the market, isn't it? Like, that's how much we're going to get. So it's a tough gig, If someone's paying you 600 quid a month, and then the estate agent's taking their 10% off the top straight away, you've got your taxes and stuff to pay. And then when somebody moves out, it's going to cost you like 3 grand, 3.5, 4 grand to sort out. Like, there's no money in it at all. It's tough. Don't forget, by the way, all of the roof, all of the building itself as well. If every year that needs, you need to put money away for that, don't you? Like roofs only last 20-25 years. All these types of things, windows, doors, UPVC doors, they last a certain amount of time, don't they? And then the seals start blowing. You start getting condensed windows and stuff like that. So you've got to put little bits away for stuff like that as well, like future maintenance costs, like big building work sort of costs. So when you get something like this, there's basically nothing in it. Nothing. It's crazy. Potentially. It's one of them. I don't know what to do. I think maybe selling it is the best thing to do for us, but we'll see. We'll have to see. Interest only, right? Okay, so you can get interest only mortgages for 250. Yeah, you see, this is something that my wife's mum left her, so that's why we've sort of got this. It come from that anyway. To cut a long story short, so as I've said, I'm not some like billionaire property investor or anything like that, but this one come from that one that my wife's sort of mum left her. So, but I think maybe the best thing to do is maybe sell it. I don't know. We'll have to see. WB, had to sell my rental property even though rent was $1,300 a month. Even with the right people, it could be a problem when you want to sell your property. Didn't want to leave them. You had to give eviction notices. Yeah, you see, so £1,300 a month, that's a hell of a lot of money, that is, isn't it? Must be a nice pad though, WB. So Yeah, so the return on investment this year, Steve, is nothing. Basically, absolutely rubbish. But overall capital appreciation, it is going up in price. So I don't know if it's absolutely nothing because obviously the market's gone up 10%, hasn't it? So we'll see. But same as say, it'd be nice. It would be nice to actually make some return on the rent as well. But this year there's been nothing in it. Nothing. By the time we sorted everything out and paid everything that she's needed to pay, there's nothing in it at all. Yeah, maybe sell it and give it. Sell it and give it to Dave to manage. I agree. That's probably the most common sense thing to do from what I've seen. We'll have to see what happens. I'll let you all know. But same as say in the next week or two, hopefully I think we'll know in the next week or two what we're going to do with it. It needs to happen sooner than later, though. You see, because obviously every week that passes by is a week that we ain't getting anything off it anyway. So it needs to get sorted as soon as possible. Yeah, just that's basically it, Steve. Capital appreciation's there, I think, anyway. And to be fair, like over the last 2 or 3 years, that has happened. That has been from. I know it's paper because you've not seen it yet, have you? It's not been sold, but there will be some capital appreciation there. I'm sure there will, which will make it a little bit sweeter when it's sold. But I don't know how much that'll be yet. I'm not sure. What do you do? Exactly, WB. What do you do with that cash? That's the problem with it, isn't it, at the moment? I read a report last week that, like, I think inflation's at like 6% in the UK, in real terms. So, like you're losing 6%. If you got 100 grand in the bank, like you're 6 grand down. So, what do you do with it? You've got to do something with it. You can't just keep money in the bank at the moment. There's nothing left though, is there? There's no true sort of, from what I can see anyway, there's nothing that looks good value at the moment to do anything in anything. I think the only thing that you could probably try and buy is a business or something like that, like a cash generating business. Invest in a good business. I think that's a good inflation hedge. Something that's generating cash. A business who've got the ability to rise, like let the prices rise with inflation. Maybe that, something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I really don't, because you're looking at property and property is just sky high. You're looking at stocks and everything's sky high. Like even crypto at the moment. Like you don't really want to be punting into crypto here, do you? For me, anyway, it would be way too much of a risk just buying here. You need to be trying to buy a big dip. Commercial rents are easy. Yeah, repair and lease on commercials, isn't it, Chris? Put money in a SIP. Into an ETF. Yeah, possibly. I think WB's got some stocks that he trades, hasn't he? S&P 500 ETF. We need a big dip though, Dave. We need a dip. I agree with you. Morning. Here he is. Here's the ledge. I agree, Dave. Average is 12% a year, right? But we need a dip, don't we? For me, we need a dip. Like, we need a decent dip. We need a dip. I would be balls deep on a dip. I really would. And I'm hoping that we get one. I'm hoping that this is the dip. But I don't want to punt into highs. And I know like that might sound stupid, but it's the trader in me. I always want something at the best possible price point, really. Mikos is in the house, by the way. I'm thinking. I know I sound like an absolute lunatic, but I'm thinking that Bitcoin's going to go down to here. Like that's my balls deep long point there in this zone, around just above 30k. There's a little gap here. I'm looking at that, thinking that'd be nice to get filled. I'm thinking if we can get down there, then I'm thinking that this is a nice buy point, long term anyway. So if we do get down there, that's where I'll be punting into some balls deep. It really will be. But on the indices, on the S&P, for me, you've just got to be. I just think that if you look at that, it looks toppy, doesn't it? I know it sounds crazy to think, but we're sort of, there is, I don't, without drawing it all out or whatever. I was looking at this wedge the other day and thinking, I don't know if I'm being too much of a guru when I'm trying to draw it in. That was the point that I used, that point there. Now I know resistance doesn't matter because we're in an uptrend and stuff, but it just looks like a bit toppy to me. So my point is that if you're waiting for a dip, like, we need a bigger dip. I'd potentially be trying to get in something on the top of that high there if we can get into this point here. Maybe start adding into this bit here if we get into this zone. Just think we need a bit of a pullback, similar to this sort of price action here, like that into that zone, and then maybe we can go again. I think that'll be healthy for us to do that. So yeah, I get your point, but I just want a dip. I need a dip for me, bigger dip. Have you got family up here near us then, have you? Near Cannock Chase? Now it sounds good. We're on it, Dave. Shall we go? We'll go Weatherspoons. You and me go smash it. Cannock Chase is where it's at, boys. Seriously. Back in the day, I used to do a market at Brown Hills Market when I was like 10 or 11, which is in the middle of Cannock Chase. They were good times, they were. They would all have the CVs ready. I agree. Yeah, so get yourselves ready for that, guys, that Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's coming down to here. I really do. That's my inner guru, right? There's a gap here. I think we're going to go down there. I really do. So I'm balls deep long if we get down there, seriously. For me, that's time to throw some proper money in again and buy the market at that point. Steve, so you're invested in it, aren't you, Steve? I remember you saying are you dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin? You're just buying as you see it. I remember you saying that you were putting a certain amount in every month. Yeah, Bitcoin is holding below my monthly IB. It certainly is. It would have been a tough gig though, Mikos, that would trade in that this month. Let me just draw it in for everybody. That's the low, that's the high. October was its best month, by the way, that the Bitcoin strategy. It was a great month to trade it, but this month's been tricky. Yeah, so that's the monthly IB there on Bitcoin on a 15-minute time frame. These trades here would have been good ones. These reversals off the bottom of it here. This one with a stop there. This one with a stop there. That would have worked lovely. They would have. Like, you could have got huge R off that one. So, for me, that would have been my entry there. That one. And my stop would have gone above the top there. And then this one here would have been my entry. See that momentum candle there, away from that low? Straight away, that's a fantastic entry. We broke support. We've gone back up into the top of the IB. We've then not accepted it. Okay, so it's not accepting balance. Then we break the first structural support with proper momentum there, bang. Now for me, the stop has to go above that high there, and my entry would have been at that point there. You would have had a nice trade there. Would have been a good one, and this is exactly the same again. Once you break structural lows underneath balance, they're the shorts for me. It's the same with my DAX strategy on a 5 minute. exactly the same. But October was the best month for the Bitcoin 15-minute strategy. It was really trendy. Are we going to do this then, guys? Are we going to arrange to do something in Stafford or Cannock? I'm up for it. I am. Let me know. I'll come out. Yeah, you know what? It is the dogging capital of England, Cannock Chasers. It's true that is, Dave. I don't know if you partake in that type of thing, but it actually is. There's a lot that goes on in Cannock Chase, and it's where all the doggers meet up. There's some people that I know from Stoke-on-Trent that go down there and get involved in it. Apparently there's just cars pulled up everywhere with random men walking around. So, right, okay, so you've got not adding currently. You're flying in, Matty. Oh, you're an Australian, though, aren't you, Matty? Sierra, you live in Brighton, right? Wow, so you're really south then. I didn't realise that, bud. It's a long way up here from Brighton. You could do a live stream of an IRL meetup for us non-UK guys, right? Maybe Steve. Get Dave and Mikos on camera. That'd be good, that would. I'm up for it, seriously. I will come out, Dave and Mikos. I will definitely come out. Let me know. I'm all for it. Really am. That'll be awesome. I don't know if you want to do it in Cannock or you want to do it in Stafford or you want to do it in Birmingham maybe. I don't know. I'm sure we could go and have a few beers together. That'd be amazing. Don't go quiet on me now, guys. We've got to do it. We've got to get it sorted. Ah, right, okay. Yeah, you know what? I would do one in London. That'd be awesome. I think Mikos would be good for one in London too. I don't know if you could get the train down with me, Dave. We could get the train from Stafford, couldn't we? I think there's a train that goes to London. I think it's like 1 hour and 25 minutes normally from Stafford. How I know that is because I get the cheaper ticket I do from Stafford. So normally from Stoke-on-Trent, right, in the UK, the train to London's like 80 quid. But if you do, there's a little trick that you do if you live in Stoke-on-Trent. So you get the train from Stoke-on-Trent to Stafford and then get the train from Stafford to London and it's like 35 quid. I don't know if you've noticed that, so it's dead cheap. Oh, you're in Nottingham, are you? I'm sorry, mate. I always think that you're from Australia for some reason. Right, okay. Sorry, mate. I thought you were an Australian. CA'd be up for a meet in London. London's going to be where it's at, I think. But Dave, we could get the train down. We could get the same train. Compare war wounds on the way down. you could look at my strategy and tell me everything that I'm doing wrong with it. Hopefully I'll have a decent 2022 to be fair. We should sort it out, shouldn't we? What day would be good for everybody? What would be more preferential, like a day in the week or an afternoon in the week, or would you prefer to do it at the weekend? I'm easy. Let me know. Let me know in the comments or on the Discord. Like, Mikos? What's your more preferred day? Dave, what's your more preferred day? What you know, like you're thinking maybe in the afternoon on a Thursday or a Friday or something. I think that could potentially be quite good. Or would you want a weekend? Would you want like a Saturday or a Sunday? Bring your laptop. Why? What we're gonna do? Watch. What we watching? We're watching a movie on the way down or something. One of your dogging movies. I will bring my laptop though. To be fair, we should do it though. I think an afternoon in the week would be good for me. A weekend would be good for me either though, but it'd be nice to go down in the afternoon. If we could pick like a dead quiet day, watch us get like a massive full blown trend day though on the day that we pick. But like an afternoon in the week's not a bad shout. Maybe we could meet up somewhere like in London about 5 or 6 o'clock, something like that. 1st half of December. So I'm good. I could do it. I could definitely do it. We could maybe go for the 2nd or the 9th or the 1st or the 8th, like a Thursday or a Wednesday late afternoon, or even a Friday. Like if we did a Friday, I could do the 10th. I could do the 10th on a Friday. That could work. Or Wednesday or Thursday, the 8th or the 9th could work as well. I think they'd be good days. I'm looking at freaking November. Yeah, no. Maybe the 15th or the 16th, or maybe even the 17th. Friday the 17th, that wouldn't be too bad of a shout either. But I think like if we did it in the afternoon, so everybody can still sort of trade the morning session, we could maybe meet up at like 4 or 5 o'clock somewhere, couldn't we? Have a few hours, having a few beers together. I think it'd be quite good, be interesting. So yeah, I'll put it on the Discord anyway. We'll have to just get a date sorted. Two for the price of one, Matty. I don't blame you, to be fair, mate. Get it sorted. If you can do that type of thing, then we'll all tag along for the day after. Me, Mikos, Dave and CA will be there. We'll come and tag along and we'll give her a rating for you if you want. But it's good. Maybe we could go around Soho or something. Soho's good. There's loads of nice spots around there, isn't there? So say if we sort of say that around that area, I think that'd be quite a good shout. There's a lot going on as well in there, but there's some nice sort of bars where you can, you know, it's not dead hectic, that we can get a drink in and all be able to have a chat. I think it'd be good. So yeah, what do you reckon then, boys? A Thursday evening, or a Wednesday evening? Wednesday evening, middle of the week, or would you prefer a Thursday or a Friday? Let me know. Or would you prefer a Sunday? Giving every day of the week out. I don't know. Dave can fund the drinks. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to call it a day here, guys. It's been good to talk, but I'm sure we can sort this out on the Discord, to be fair. But we should do it, shouldn't we? We should definitely do it. We should all give Dave the drinking money for the day. This would be a good one. Let's give him 200 quid. Everybody throw 200 quid in. If we get like 10 of us at a game meet for these drinks, throw 200 quid in, give him a couple of grand. He can turn it into 100 for us by the time we go out, and then we'll be balling. We can go with Astro. Have a good day. Keep posted on the meetup and dates. Yeah, gym and sauna time. I don't blame you, Dave. I'm gonna get off too. But thanks everybody for coming in. It's been enjoyable again. Hopefully, can get back into the swing of it now again with these lives. And hopefully we can get a good trade on the DAX to get this account back up. But it's been good, and I will keep everybody updated with this little drink meetup that we're gonna get going, and I will see you soon. But thank you for stepping in. Mikos, get on the Discord. We'll sort it out. We'll get it set up and do it. I think it'd be good to do. Why not, eh? Why not? All right, but have a lovely morning, everybody, and take care. And I'll see you again soon. Have a profitable day. See you later.